Greetings and welcome to Gabe Talks. In today's video, we are going to break down the narrative differences between the original Final Fantasy VII and the recent remake Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is part 2 of an ongoing trilogy covering the original installment. In this part, we will be covering Cloud and his friends' venture into the Mythril Mines. I swear, if one of those cursed dwarves from the new Snow White movie appear, I'll scream. Anyways, let me give you a spoiler warning for the original Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Before we get into it, let's quickly recap what happened before this point for both games. After leaving Calm, the party goes out into the open world. In order to continue on their journey, the party needs to get their hands on a chocobo so that they can cross a dangerous marsh to avoid the dreaded Midgardsormr. This is where the two games take a deviation from each other. In the original, the party successfully crossed the marshes and run into the impaled corpse of a Midgardsormr that was killed by Sephiroth, a sign of the danger to come. In Rebirth, the party runs into the Midgardsormr. A fight ensues and the creature nearly killed Cloud until Sephiroth came out of nowhere and saved his life. After everyone catches their breath, they deduce that the cloaked figures they have been seeing are trying to find Sephiroth, and that they should follow them to see if they could lead them to him. If you want to know more, be sure to check out my other videos. And now we're at the Mythril Mines. The original and Rebirth have two different approaches to the Mythril Mines. The biggest thing of note here would be that in the original, you can explore the whole level in about 10 minutes or less. Rebirth, in contrast, is expanded considerably, with a lot to explore, environmental puzzles to solve, and character interactions to see, to sum it up in a long-winded sentence. So let's cover what happens in the original first, seeing that there isn't much to talk about. The Mythril Mines in the original was just a damp cave with cool glowing lighting effects. If you explore the caves, you'll find chests with items in them. Along the way, you'll run into a few random encounters with enemies, and that's the most notable things you'll find in the mines. Well, at least until you run into the Turks. More on them later. As mentioned before, there's a lot more to see in Rebirth. The chapter opens with a few callbacks to part 1 of this trilogy. One callback including Aerith referencing the time that Cloud had hand sex with a hand masseuse. Don't ask, it's weird.
Little rough.
They can stop at any time if it's too much to handle.
That last part didn't happen in the original, by the way. That game was freaky in other ways. Enough of that tangent. So the mines in Rebirth are actually a museum. You'll see exhibits spread out throughout the cave. As you progress through the cave, you'll run into some of the sickly cloaked figures the party saw earlier. The floor crumbles beneath one of them and he falls into the pit. Barrett, being the good guy that he is, goes down alongside with Red to check if he's still alive. I said the man's dead, boy. He fell 1,000 feet to damnation. He's dead, smushed, splattered. There's no coming back from that. I swear, but this boy is as sharp as a crayon. So the team splits up. Cloud and the girls go through the cave until they sneak up on members of the Turks, Rude and Elena. They stay quiet so they can listen in on their conversation. Elena, the newest recruit, is questioning the orders they were given. They are also following the cloaked figures. One of the cloaked figures is dying in front of them, and Elena says that they should put him down. Tifa accidentally gives away their position by calling them assholes. They're not assholes. The man's dying. Euthanize the poor bastard. Aerith asks Rude where is the other Turk, Reno. Rude says he's on vacation before they ready up for a fight. After the boss fight is finished, Barrett shows up and pins down the Turks. Elena has a grenade ready, but Barrett warns her not to use it. During the standoff, Sung, the leader of the Turks, appears from the high ground, shoots the cloaked man that wasn't dying, and aims his gun at Barrett. Sung, you asshole! Why did you shoot that guy? He was fine! The one that needed euthanizing was right next to him! Shit. Maybe Tifa was right. Anyways, Song tells the party that they are no longer their priority. As long as they stay out of the Turks' way, they'll stay out of the party's way. He then tells Cloud to take care of Aerith. That would have been thoughtful of him if he didn't just cap a random fool. Sung then shoots at Barrett's feet and orders Elena to throw the grenade. Red 13 blocks the grenade, but the explosion of it causes the floor to collapse, making the entire party fall into the chasm. This plays out differently in the original. The party bumps into the Turks as they are heading out to the exit. Like in Rebirth, the Mythril Mines is where the audience is first introduced to the Turks' newest member, Elena. The Turks have their cartoon bad guy moment where they accidentally reveal their orders to the party. Sung shows up, ordering them to shut up and leave. They do that, but not before Elena lets the party know that Sephiroth is heading to Junon. The following scene changes depending on whether Aerith is in your party or not. If she is, Sung will talk to Aerith directly. He says that now that Sephiroth has reappeared, Cloud and his friends are not a priority. Sung tells Aerith to take care of herself and threatens the party to stay out of the Turks' way. If Aerith is not in your party, Sung will notice it and tells Cloud to send her his regards. It's important to note that in the old game, they do not fight the Turks, at least not at this point. And that's it for the Mythril Mines section in the original, but there's still more to tell in Rebirth. After the explosion, we switch point of views from Cloud to Barret. The water breaks Barret and Red's fall. They notice that they are separated from the rest of the gang. Tifa yells at them and tells them that they'll meet at the exit. Red and Barret finds the corpse of one of the cloaked men. Red says that Hojo's lab was filled with cloaked men and that they all had Mako poisoning. Barret questions their deal, and Red says Cloud claims that they are following Sephiroth. Barret then doubts Cloud's state of mind, seeing that Cloud's already shown signs of imagining things that aren't there, giving the audience a hint that Cloud isn't as composed as he claims. For a portion of this chapter, the players will take control of Barret. You could destroy crystals with his machine gun arm to get items. They navigate through all kinds of obstacles and environmental puzzles to try to catch up to the rest of the team. Close to the end, they run into the end chapter boss called the Mythril Golem. The Mythril Golem is a reoccurring enemy from the broader Final Fantasy series. Though if I'm honest, I don't recall him in the original Final Fantasy VII, so he may be new to Rebirth. If he was in that version, please let me know how much of a fool I am in the comments. After they destroy the monster, Barret and Red catch up to the party. They have a conversation to remind themselves that the entire planet is at stake, and they won't be stopped by anyone, including Shinra. After that little bonding moment, they head out of the cave and brace themselves for what's to come. Thanks for sticking around till the end, and please press the like button if you enjoyed it. Now that you've seen both versions, which do you like more? Do you enjoy the extra exploration Rebirth has to offer, or did you enjoy the original more? Let me know in the comments. In the next chapter of this video series, I will talk about what happens in Junon, so make sure you subscribe so that you can keep up. You can also watch my other Final Fantasy VII comparison videos in case you have missed them. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Okay, thank God we didn't find any of those cursed CGI dwarves. Mother!